Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make stickers, and I picked up this printable vinyl sticker paper on Amazon. It was about $10 for 20 sheets, and it's kind of a plasticky type material. It's supposed to be good for like water bottles or books or whatever you want to put it on that needs a little bit more protection than just like your regular, kind of like those matte labels you could get. These are durable and water resistant, it says, optimal stickiness, quick dry performance, and compatible with most printers. So we're going to put this to the test. I grabbed these paintings. I thought these would do really well as stickers. This one here I thought would make a really nice like envelope seal because it's circular. And then this one I thought I would do 3 different stickers with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the process of how I scan these, and I'm just going to scan them in. I'll show you how I edit them in my my photo editor, and then I'll show you how I cut them out on the scan and cut machine. So wish me luck. I think this is going to be a really fun and cute project. So without further ado, let's get to it. Here you can see what my computer screen sees, and I have scanned in my artwork at 300 dpi as a JPEG, and now I am making a new document here in PaintShop Pro. That's the program I use, and I'm making it 8.5 by 11, so it's the same size as my sticker paper in inches, and I'm setting the resolution to 300 dpi. I know that's going to be a nice printable image. It's not going to be too big, and it's going to give my stickers a professional, a good look to them. And so now what I'm doing is I am opening up the files that I scanned into my computer, and they're right on my desktop so I can find them easily. And then we're going to basically isolate them from the background. So just going to open up all 3 of those. I had to scan the popsicles twice because it was a little too big for my scanner. And this is what it looks like when you've scanned it in. It's got the edges of my paper. It's got all the, it's got my signature in it. It's got everything in it. And what I want basically is to just get the image. So I'm using the magic wand selector to select the background, and then I'm going to invert that. So just under selection, you can click invert, and it will, instead of selecting the background, will select the object in there. And so then what I can do is I can cut it and I can paste it into or copy it and paste it into the original document that I made. So this right here is my 8.5 by 11 sheet. You can see that this takes up the whole page if I leave it the same size it is. So I will be reducing that. But first I want to erase any noise around the image. So that would be like the edges of the paper that scanned. And here is my signature. I'm going to erase that. You could leave that in if you want, but I'm going to shrink it so small that you really wouldn't be able to read it. And I just want a nice clean sticker. And you can scroll to zoom in and get any little bits of noise or marks from the background gone. And I'm just doing that with the eraser tool. Now, the reason you can see that checkerboard in the background is because I have this image set so that the background is transparent. It just makes it easy for me to see all of the leftover bits. And also, well, you don't have to have it transparent, but I do because it's just a little bit easier for me. Basically, what I could do at this point is I could save that as a ping file, which is a file that's got a transparent background, and that way you can put your images close to each other without having a white square that's kind of overlapping. That might be a little bit in the weeds if you're new to photo editing, but yeah, just basically want to go and inspect my edges and clean stuff up. Now, one thing I probably could have done is outlined it before I scanned it, or done something so I had a really strong border, since I am going to be using my die cutter to cut things out. That's something you want to think about if you are going to be using like a scan and cut to cut out your stickers. If you're cutting it out by hand, it doesn't really matter because you can obviously cut around your borders pretty well, but I'll be using a Brother scan and cut machine for mine. I know there are some die cut machines where you will use you'll use your computer software and the cutter together. So in that case, you probably save your file that you're making here, and then your die cutting software would be able to look at it and make your cutting files. But I don't really know about that. I just do the scan and cut because I literally don't have to use a computer. I just I'll put the sticker sheet in, scan it, and cut around it. So what I'm doing here is copying and pasting the flowers to, get as many as I want on here. I decided I would start with larger ones first and kind of see how big those are, and then I would make another file with smaller stickers so I'd have a little bit more variety. but you can, of course, do it however you want. So I'm going to do the same process here with the popsicles. I'm going to get rid of the background and copy it and paste it and put it into my final document. You can play with the sizing of the different elements and the placing of the different elements. I just basically wanted to make sure that I have plenty of room around every item because I want to cut it out with my Scan and Cut, and I need defined borders, but also I want to make sure I have enough space around the images to do like a 4mm type of border around it, so it'll have that kind of sticker look. So if you don't need to have that border, you could put things a little bit closer. I find that my scanner works a little bit better if I have them a little further apart, kind of like this, but it's a little trial and error, so be patient with yourself and give yourself plenty of time to learn how to use your tools. There you can see I found a little piece of just a little debris from the purple popsicle that was randomly showing up there. So I'm going to go in and find that layer and erase it. And you could also remove any like drips or any pieces of your image that's not connected, because those are going to cut out as separate images. I thought I would be able to kind of grab that little drop that's off that popsicle on the bottom when I put my border on, but that didn't work out. So I would just recommend taking out any non-connected items just to make sure that you get a good cut if you're using the Scan and Cut. And that's the way it's going to print out, just like that. And then I'll show you the second sheet that I made, just to show you that variety, because we will be cutting those out at the die cut machine. Before I print it, I go under Layers, Merge, and Flatten to make it all one layer, and then I just click Print, and then I can save that whole sheet as a JPEG if I want to print it again and make stickers in the future. I would recommend that way you don't have to do all this work all over again. All right, so I've got my sticker paper on my mat right here. I did use 4 pieces of tape here to put down the corners because I find that the Scan and Cut mats lose their stickiness, and I brought my Scan and Cut machine right here on my desk so you can kind of see how it is operated. Now this is a Scan and Cut 2. It's a few years old, so you know, if you were to go buy a new machine now, it would probably look a little bit different, but it's essentially the same. So what I'm going to do is I am going to load the mat. We'll tell it to scan, direct cut, and we're going to load that mat. And what it's going to do is it's going to scan this whole picture, and it will hopefully recognize everything on the mat, and then we'll be able to trim around it. So we'll see what it shows us here, and it'll all be on this little screen. If you've used a Scan and Cut before, I'm sure this is really boring. You may have another die cutter that works similarly, but I want to keep this kind of basic in case somebody's never done this before. Feel free to skip ahead if you kind of know all this. All right. So here it's only recognizing 3 of the popsicles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of drag my little box around there. And I think I want to have a border on these, which means I want a little bit of a white outline. So I'm going to go here and just give it a small little border there. And I'm actually going to drag this a little bit further because it's picking up some of the like dust on my mat or something, and doing that. Now I'm going to cut through the entire sticker paper. Now if you wanted to have these like maybe you don't want to give away the stickers or sell the stickers or whatever, you just want to have like a sheet of stickers, you can have it cut very shallowly. There are, I could take this blade out here and there's little marks on there. So if I just wanted to have it cut the, like the top layer, the sticker layer, and leave the backing intact, I could do that, but I want to have this completely cut out so they're all separate stickers. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is and hit OK. And then hit cut. And it will pull this back through and cut out those 3 things that I selected. Oops, I gotta hit start. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. Alright, it's finished cutting around these first 3 things. So I'm gonna hit OK. And now what I want to do is I want to try to get it to recognize these flowers down here. So I'm going to see if I can adjust my tolerance and get it to recognize them. So sometimes if I make the scale go down to the lighter, I'm not exactly sure what happens when I do that, but when I scale it down, sometimes it will work, and then sometimes if I scale it up, it works. So we're going to try the lighter first because it is kind of a pale image. And that didn't work, so I'm going to go up to the other end of the spectrum and see if that works. So we've got one, so we can just go ahead and cut out that one. That way we'll have some stickers. So you can see it is a little fussy, but certain artwork will cut better. I could go and maybe make my edges a little bit better in my video editing software, so it will cut a little bit better. You know, it's or I could waste some ink and print a background, which might make it showcase it a little bit better. But this way, at least, we'll get a few that I can show you. I'm just going to pull these ones that cut off of the backing, and I'm going to scan that again. Oops. Look at what happened on this one. It went around. It only cut part of the bottom of it and left the other part attached. So I'm going to have to be careful about that. But I did get a couple of good stickers here, and then I'm just going to rescan and do the rest. Sometimes if it's not scanning well, you want to open up the bottom, get the lens out, and just clean the lens. It does look pretty clean though. And also, because I generally have this in a little cabinet where a lot of light doesn't get to it, I think having all these bright studio lights here right on it is making it harder to scan. So that's something that you might want to think about if you're having difficulty getting things to scan for you. Let me give this another try. I did trace over the edges of this pink flower with a pink colored pencil. I'm hoping that that's going to give it enough of a border to scan a little bit better, but we'll give it another try, and if not, I can just cut them out by hand. Alright, finally cut these guys out. I did end up going, just kind of tracing some of the really light areas with a matching colored pencil just to give me an edge, and that one's cut the stem off. I didn't notice that the popsicle stick off. That's a bummer, but you know, we can actually try to see if these really are waterproof. I'm going to take a brush here and see if that smears. Hey, no smearing there. That's great. And I did try. Look at that, though. Hey, that's great. It is kind of hard to tear the paper where you've got like a lot of it. I can peel off some of the sticker stuff. You know, it doesn't want to tear, so that's really nice. This is going to be good for making a more strong sticker. They are matte. I don't know if they offer a gloss version. I will look that up and post about it. Yeah, they didn't smear at all with water, so that's great. Yeah, I guess I would say make sure that you have really solid lines if you're going to use a scan and cut. Otherwise, you could cut them out by hand. That's no problem. I'm kind of curious about this really bright one, since I did I was kind of curious if I get it wet, what's going to happen. Look at that. I'm painting water all over that. It's not smearing it, so that's great. Did it get any? Seeing if it got any. It doesn't really get any residue. So that's wonderful. So if you're going to put a sticker on a water bottle or a backpack or a laptop or something and you think it might get splashed, I don't think we're going to have an issue with that. Wow, that's pretty impressive though. That, like, I really soaked that. You can see how shiny it is just because they're, like, how much water I put on there, and it's not bleeding at all. So that's pretty great. I like that. Yeah, my only qualm was not with the paper itself, was just with the, you can get it to tear, but it's kind of hard to tear, and it's harder to tear if you're just tearing the sticker part and not the backing paper too. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this paper. I think it's a pretty good buy. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the sticker making business. Like here, Unfortunately, if they were a little closer, they probably would have stayed together, but yeah. This is just kind of an experiment for me anyway. Oops, I guess I had a part there that I didn't realize. Cut out. But this was fun. I'll probably let my daughters have the rest of the sticker paper. They can do some printing and make some stickers for different things. But this was fun. I'm glad I did it. And I hope you found it useful. I hope it was helpful to you seeing the stuff on the computer screen. That said, I think these are really cute. I would definitely use these on some greeting cards or on an envelope or any place, a sketchbook. That would be cute on a sketchbook. You could see here where like there was a highlight on the popsicle stick. It made it cut weird, and on that one. So yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. I will have all the supplies I used linked down below. If you don't have a scan and cut, just get some scissors and cut out around it by hand. These do release pretty well. I did practice that. I did try that while I was waiting for some noisy things to stop happening. But see, they're pretty easy to peel. I didn't start that or anything. I don't see any like breaks in the sticker paper, so you do have to kind of just peel it from the end. But that works out pretty well, actually. Just wanted to come back real quick and say that I did put some of these stickers on my sketchbook. I just wanted to see how thin the sticker paper is very, very thin. So I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know if that's important to anybody. I'm not a sticker connoisseur, and I don't typically make my own stickers, so I just wanted to mention that just in case that would be important to anybody. But got a matte finish, very thin, very water resistant, really nice, I think. But I just want to make sure you had all the information in case you were thinking about doing this or purchasing this product. I just want to let you know what you're getting into. Again, thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!